Hey, I'm Herald sports writer Manny Navarro, joined again here by my colleague Andre C. Fernandez. We're here at American Heritage High School for another edition of the Gridiron Report.
I like how we teamed up with the whole black theme.
We
being
did.
that we're at Heritage and black and gold or black and yellow is their whole theme going here.
We got 3 games left, the 3 state championship games this coming weekend at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Dre, we just finished spending some time with Coach Mike Rumpf. Let's talk about his game Friday. They get the Clay Blue Devils, a team that I hadn't really heard of until this season, and that's their opponent Friday, 1 o'clock, 5A state championship.
Well, they've made themselves known. I mean, how could you not when you win a game 74-73 one week, come back and play a nail biter 9-7 the next week? Point is, this team is winning, and they've beaten a lot of the quality opponents around the state in Class 5A during the playoffs, and it's going to be a challenge, but these guys are ready for it because they've seen a lot of good competition around the state. They've traveled a lot. I don't think the elements are going to be a factor for Heritage.
Yeah, Clay runs an offense very similar to what Wachula Hardy did here when they took on Heritage on this field a couple weeks ago. Heritage had a tight game in the first half, ends up winning that one 41-7, I believe was the final score. Yeah. But sort of a power running game, not necessarily the veer, which they dominated last week at Lake Wales. So defensively, Carter Jacobs, the big safety. I mean, they've got guys, Edgar Serenoy, the D tackle. I love this kid, Dre. Yeah. When you look at this Heritage team, I know all the attention goes on offense, but the defense has been pretty dominant too.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Dowles and McFadden too, and the plays they make. McKenzie comes in on defense as well. They're so athletic. We've been saying it throughout the playoffs, throughout the season. As far as talent goes, probably the most talented team they've ever had at this school, and I think they get the job done. I think they're at the finish line now, and they're not going to collapse, right before they win this thing.
All right, I got Heritage winning as well. I think they're just going to be too much athleticism on that side of the ball, on both sides of the ball for Heritage to win this game. All right, let's look ahead to the Class 6A state championship game. Miami Central gets back with a spirited 28-15 win over Daytona Beach Mainland last week. Now they get Stephen Armwood, the team that basically had the Rockets beaten them 2 years ago in the state championship. They'd be going for their 4th straight state championship this game now.
They interrupted the run. I don't think the Rockets have forgotten that, though.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, you heard Coach Roland Smith. Yeah, it's only his first year here, but he knows the kids. I mean, it's the same group of kids. Dalvin Cook was on the field, actually returned a kickoff for a touchdown against Armwood in that state championship game 2 years ago, and these kids want to beat Armwood.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, I think they want to beat Armwood for the obvious reasons, the state championship, revenge, all that. They also want to do it for Joe Yerby. I mean, you could tell last week, with Dalvin wearing the number 3, switching his jersey out for the rest of the season. Devontae Phillips was putting up 3 fingers every time he scored, stuff like that. This team is motivated right now, but obviously it's going to take a lot more than that to beat this Armwood team. They're undefeated for a reason. They're tough on defense. It's a young squad, as Coach Callahan said this week, but it is still talented. That coaching staff does a tremendous job year after year. They know what Dade County football is all about from their battles with Booker T and now Central. But one thing that worried me was Central wasn't able to run the football as well as they normally do. I don't know if maybe that was just because, first week adjustment period after not having Joe in there. Their passing game came through. But I think they are still going to need to run the football a little bit better to win this game, even if they are able to get Keith Reed the time to throw the football to guys like Phillips and Tavius Brown like that. They are going to have to run the football to beat Armwood.
I got a lot of respect for Sean Callahan and the job he's done at Armwood over the years. He had that great rivalry with Booker T. Washington, where Booker T. they couldn't get over the Armwood hurdle until the end there. This matchup, though, you look at the game 2 years ago, the difference in that game, Central's quarterback, too many interceptions early. I think this time Keith Reed, he looks like a better quarterback. The passing game looks more balanced. And I'm going to say this about Armwood. They gave up only 42 points in the regular season, but since the playoffs began, teams have been able to put up some points against them. I think they're playing tougher competition now, and they haven't seen an offense like Central's.
No, they haven't seen it. I don't know if they've seen an offensive line like Central's because, like we've said before, they're one of the best in the country. And to me, it comes down to them, not just opening holes for the running game like we were saying before, but really Keith Reed is a better quarterback when he has the time to throw the football. And if they can give him that time, I think he'll slice and dice him the way he did the mainland defense.
All right, that's the Class 6A state championship game Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Citrus Bowl. Let's move on to Class 8A now, where the South Dade Buccaneers, they're making their first trip to the finals, Dre, and they don't have an easy one. They got the Apopka Blue Darters, the defending state champions in Class 8A. We all remember the shootout last year against Cypress Bay. This game looks like it's going to be another high-scoring affair.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the toughest circumstance for any of our teams that are going up there from down here this week. I mean, you got the defending champion in a game that's pretty much going to be a road game because Apopka is going to be a big draw on Saturday night in the Citrus Bowl, just like they were last season. But, I mean, you look at them, I mean, it's tough to stop that single wing, especially if you have good personnel to run it. I don't know if South Dade has had the experience on that, but their defense so far has proven a lot. They've done a great job. Even last week where they really didn't need to be perfect since they got their offense going against Palm Beach Gardens, they shut that team down as well. And If they can somehow contain that team enough, and Khalil Render can continue to play the way he has, they can get Johnny Hankins running the football, they'll definitely have a chance.
Class 8A final, 7 o'clock Saturday night. Dre, I'm gonna pick the Bucks. Believe it or not, I'm gonna go with a clean sweep here.
Just jinx them.
No, I've been picking against them or doubting them really throughout the playoffs. But here's why.
Oh.
Here's why. I thought the only reason Apopka beat Cypress Bay last year was because of the quarterback they had, Zach Darlington. They obviously run a confusing offense there with a single wing. They've got basically a fullback now running the offense. They don't even have a quarterback back there. I think South Dade's going to figure it out one way or another. I think Apopka, they've played a challenging schedule, but this South Dade team, I'm going to show faith in them this week. I think they're going to figure out a way. That Khalil Render's going to figure out a way to win a state championship.
So it took 5 weeks for us to get on the same page with South Dade. Only 5 weeks.
Hey, listen. So you and I still don't get on the same page for a lot of things. All right, that wraps it up for this week's show. We'll see you later.